Yeah.
Okay, can you tell us about the Star Wars Holiday Special?
Oh, this is one of those. The Star Wars Holiday Special is one of those movies that everybody has heard about, but few have seen, and it's just legendary. I had read about it for years before even I had seen it, and it was one of those things that was rumored to be not only one of the worst Christmas specials ever, but also one of the worst things ever on TV. And like many other people, I just couldn't believe it. If it had Star Wars in it, I was going to love it. I was going to find that kernel of truth in it that I would appreciate. But I've since seen it on YouTube, and it's just awful. It has a lot of potential. I mean, it has a lot of the original same cast in it. It has Mark Hamill, who played Luke Skywalker. It has Harrison Ford, who's Han Solo. It has Carrie Fisher as Princess Leia. It has Chewbacca. It has Darth Vader. It has stormtroopers.
Well, so tell us what happens. What's the plot?
Well, the plot is, it centers around Chewbacca's family back on the Wookiee planet. They're waiting to celebrate their own version of a Christmas, which is called Life Day, on their planet. And they're waiting for Chewbacca to come back to the planet so the family can spend the holiday time together. And so, but they're waiting because Chewbacca is with Han Solo and he's delayed because the stormtroopers and Darth Vader are surrounding the Wookiee planet, anticipating their enemies to arrive. So they're sort of circling the planet. And the episode, just as I'm describing, the whole special is about waiting. And so we're watching.
And it's a full-length film,
it's
right?
2 hours
Oh my gosh.
of waiting for these characters to show up. And we cut to, and we get to see them, but most of the time is spent with Chewbacca's son and his wife and father. And we're waiting, and it's awful.
Is that just what makes it so bad? It's just
It's
a lot of waiting.
It's a lot of waiting. It's also, it attempts, because it's a Christmas special on TV, somebody had the bright idea to try to make it more like a traditional TV variety show.
Oh gosh.
Yeah. So there are
Star Wars.
So there are special guests that entertain, and there's a song by Diane Carroll. There's Jefferson's Starship performs a song. B. Arthur from Golden Girls,
Okay.
She's in it. She sings a song. She's the bartender at Mos Eisley's Cantina, remember, with all the aliens?
Yeah.
She sings a song. Harvey Korman is there. Harvey Korman is a character in the bar, but he plays several roles within the special. Like, we're not supposed to recognize that this is Harvey Korman. But he's in several different roles. Another place, he's an alien with multiple arms giving a cooking demonstration on a TV viewing screen. It's just awful. You don't want to be reminded that we're watching a Christmas TV special. You want to enjoy, the mythology and the characters of the Star Wars, and we just don't get enough of that. And
so you said we can find it on YouTube, though, because I want to watch it.
It's always on YouTube. Yeah.
Okay.
It seems like even in movies that aren't about Christmas, like the Harry Potter movies, there's huge segments just devoted to Christmas. Like, I always remember.
Happy Christmas,
Happy
Harry.
Christmas, Harry. Like, even things like that. I know what stuck out to me was the remake of the Nutcracker that you talked about in the book, the Hard Nut. I thought that was so neat.
It's different. I mean, we're used to a traditional ballet sequence, developed in Russia over 100 years ago. Okay. But the Hard Nut is it's something special. It's a visual treat. I don't know ballet. I don't know the traditional, I can't read ballet like I can, I don't know anything about dance, but this is enjoyable. It's different. It's also uses the set design from a famous guy that writes comic books, Charles Burns, and he's done album covers. You'd recognize his style. It's fantastic.
And it's all the same, the Tchaikovsky music. That's what I thought was neat, that it's just a complete remake to the same score.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm going to look that one up for sure.
And the characters are wearing costumes from the 60s and 70s rather than, Germany in the 19th century too, which really classes it up. It's pretty cool.
Cool. A lot of teenager shows you talked about in your book about Christmas specials. For example, let's see, what were some of them I wrote down?
South Park was in there.
South Park, Family Guy, Futurama. Let's see, there's I used to watch Sabrina the Teenage Witch when I was little, and you wrote about a lot of them.
certainly on Family Guy, everybody remembers the parody TV special that's inside of Family Guy. That parody that they make fun of is a show that never really existed, but they call it in the show, they call it Kiss Saves Santa, which actually has the voices from the original members of Kiss, which include Gene Simmons, right, Paul Stanley, Ace Frehley, and Peter Criss. That's fabulous that they participated in a parody of themselves, and that's hilarious. Once again, Santa needs saved.
Yeah.
And it's going to be Kiss this time, the glam rock band from the 70s and 80s is going to save Kiss. That's awesome.
Yeah.
And what can you say about South Park?
You can't,
my
not really
gosh.
anything on this show, but might want to keep that quiet. But.
They certainly outdid themselves with, I will say that, you know, in the last Christmas episode that they made, I don't know how they can make another one. Where can you go after you go there?
Yeah, I think it's like the end of the
There's
road.
another line to cross.
Yeah,
Maybe that's why they haven't made one in a while.
yeah. But the several that they have made are absolutely hilarious.
Hilarious.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite Christmas movie of the most recent stuff that's come out?
What do you mean?
Like you said, you like Charlie Brown from before, but that's like a classic. Is there anything that has a more modern twist on it that you absolutely watch every single year?
I can't help but watch Elf every year.
Oh,
I love
yes.
Elf. You
Sit on a throne of lies.
You smell like beef and cheese. Yeah.
Cottonhead and Nunu Muggins.
And you know, the first time I saw that, I was like, yeah, that's good, but you know, but the more I see it, I love that, and I have to see it, and I love all the lines.
Buddy the Elf, what's your favorite color? I answer the phone
my
like that
favorite.
sometimes. I like when he's eating his spaghetti and he puts syrup and M&Ms and everything in it, and he's just like, it's like dripping.
It's so cool though, because it ties together all the animation, which I know you talked a lot about animation in the book too, and then it ties in like the real world aspect of it. But some of the animation you talked about that people are really toying with now, especially with the Christmas themes. Like before it was the Charlie Brown, but now they're doing like different stuff with the animation on the Christmas. Not sure, but I know like the Frosty the Snowman I saw animated,
Oh, yeah,
and
okay,
then
I
Charlie
got you.
Brown was animated, just things like that. The Grinch, but now it's like the remake of Grinch was costumed
Yeah.
individuals.
Live action. Right. They made a live action version of The Grinch. They also made a live action version of The Year Without a Santa Claus. Do you remember this Rankin Bass stop motion animated classic?
I think so. It sounds familiar.
Heat Miser, Cold Miser?
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah, the little kids I babysit make me watch that with them every time.
I sing
like,
that song every Christmas as I walk around my house.
There's a made-for-TV live-action version of that too, with John Goodman as Santa Claus, and Michael McKean and I forget the other guy's name. Oh, Harvey Fierstein as a heat miser and a snow miser. It's you immediately want to compare, you know, the classic to the to the new one to the classic, and they don't compare. But it's
Yeah.
interesting that somebody thought to try to make
Tried
a
it.
remake to make a live action version. Why not?
Yeah. What's your favorite animated Christmas film or TV show or whatever? I mean, I'm sure you have a lot.
I can't. I love the weird stuff. It's far more interesting than the same old stuff every year. Although I
right.
like the old stuff too. But I like watching a lot of the new animated episodes that come out of Cartoon Network's Adult Swim.
Yeah.
They have in the last several years they've come up with new episodes for a lot of those series. Whether it's Aqua Teen Hunger Force or it's Moral Oral or Super Jail or Squidbillies. Squidbillies.
Yeah.
Christmas episode is hilarious. C-Lab 2021.
So like new stuff. Then.
Robot Chicken, sure. Yeah, Robot Chicken had a new one last year. Yeah.
Nice. Okay. Well, I had a couple other TV